This is a how to play for my card game, A Card in the Hand. The object of this game is for the players to take turns playing their highest value cards against their opponent's cards, while using strategic trading in order to win each round and ultimately capture the most cards for their winnings pile by the end of the game. At the start of the game, both players are dealt a hand of cards. This can be any number the players wish, from 7 to 15. In this particular case, I used 9. Player 1 begins by placing their highest value card in the center as a challenge for player 2 to try and beat with an equal or even higher value card. Only the numerical face value of the cards matter, with Jack, Queen, King, and Ace valued at 11, 12, 13, and 14 points respectively. The suits are not used in this game. Here player 1 has used the unbeatable Ace. It just so happens player 2 also has an Ace though. So player 2 plays his card, wins them both, and gets to put this in his winnings pile. This winnings pile is what will determine who wins at the end of the game. The player with the most captured cards at the end of the game wins, regardless of each card's individual value. Now it's player 2's turn to place a challenge card. He chooses a King. Player 1 happens to have another Ace, and so plays that card. Now player 1 can add these two cards to his winnings pile. Skipping ahead a few more rounds, here player 1 plays a Jack, but all of player 2's cards are lower than this. So now they have the option to either pass and let player 1 win the single card that they played and add it to their pile, or player 2 can choose to trade two of their worst cards from their hand for one random new card from the main deck. This gives player 2 a second chance at winning the round at the cost of some cards that could have been useful later. So player 2 decides to trade his two lowest cards for a random new card from the main deck. The new card is a Queen, so the trade was worth it, and player 2 wins the pair. Skipping ahead to the end of the game. Now player 2 plays an 8, but player 1 only has one card left, so he can't make a trade anymore. Once the players have captured a few cards for their winnings pile, they may also choose to trade one of these captured cards for two new random ones for their playing hand. As the saying goes, however, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, so players must decide if the chances are high enough that the two new cards will help them win the round to be worth sacrificing one card that has already been captured. So he trades in one card from the winnings pile for two new random hand cards. It's a King and a 5. So player 1 plays the King and wins the pair. Now that player 2 doesn't have any cards left, the game is over, and each player counts their winnings pile. The game continues until one of the players runs out of cards for their hand. One strategic element of the game therefore involves manipulating when the game will end by trading in cards to either prolong or shorten the game. Trading two hand cards for one new hand card can shorten the game, while trading one pile card for two new hand ones can prolong the game. Trade wisely. It turns out player 1 had 7 cards, while player 2 had 8, so player 2 wins.